Hey everyone, hope you're well. Top 5 things to look out for winning CTC negotiations. Many of us would just blindly demand a certain hike on our last round CTC. While this might not be a bad way in the end, but this is definitely not a very holistic way to negotiate your future salary. In this video, I am going to discuss a few pointers which can help you negotiate in a much better way and win CTC negotiations. Point number one, industry standard compensation of your role. All of us expects a hike when we move to our next role in a new company, even though we might need to perform the exact same duties or sometimes even less. While everyone wants more financial independence, but it might not be an ideal scenario getting recruited above the industry benchmark given the current mass layoffs happening globally. As tomorrow, in the event of cost cutting, your function could easily be replaced by a cheaper resource. Check from job portals like Naukri on what is the average drawn compensation for your respective role. Also, check from sites like Glassdoor on what is the average salary being drawn by a person in a similar function at your next employer. Try to speak to a few friends, and especially it is important to speak to a few people on LinkedIn in your next company or to people in similar functions in other companies. Point number two, our favorite one, a certain hike on previous compensation. Do ask for a hike, but related to the research which is done by you for point number one. Enunciate to hiring team that this is the industry standard and you have done your research on this company as well and other companies as well from multiple public portals and with your connects in the industry as well. Also take into consideration what additional responsibilities you are going to undertake in this role as compared to your previous company, and thus what additional compensation you are entitled for while carrying out those additional responsibilities. Point number 3, joining an exit package. Given the recent environment around global mass layoffs, it might make good sense to protect your interest, as all companies do, not to demotivate or scare anyone, but agreements must always be formed, taking into consideration the worst case scenarios. And by agreements, I mean you're joining an appointment letter over here. Ensure that you have a joining bonus in place amounting to at least 2 months of salary, where if the company decides to let you go for any other reasons apart from ethical ones, they are bound to forego this amount. If the company does not agree to a joining bonus, ensure you have an exit package or ensure you have a retention bonus in addition to your notice period and pay. At the same time, it might be fair for you to return this bonus back to the company and maybe a little bit more, considering the time and material invested upon you by the company. If in case you leave the company before a certain stipulated time has passed. Point number 4, variable pay and ESOPs. Pertinent to variable pay, you must understand how will your performance be measured, what will be your KPIs, and based upon your KPIs, how will your variable pay be released. For instance, if you are in a sales role, you might choose a quarterly variable payout as opposed to a monthly one because sales are generally cyclical in nature and not all your months might be good. But if you are in a general management role, you may plan to opt for a monthly payout. Lastly, as mentioned in one of my videos, it is cardinal to know what value of ESOPs have been included at what company valuation. We must know whether you are being assigned a particular value of ESOPs or a particular number of ESOPs. How would ESOPs be vested? In my opinion, yearly vesting, which most of the companies opt for, in exchange for reduced cash component right now, is unfair, and the candidates may opt to negotiate quarterly vesting in such a scenario. I will make a separate video on ESOPs very soon. Point number 5, give and take during salary negotiations. Every negotiation, let alone CTC negotiations, must be approached in a stepwise give and take fashion. But you can't give anything in multiple rounds if you have revealed all your cards in the first round. You don't want to be in a scenario where you are all to give and nothing to gain. For instance, one of the negotiation tactics used by me is to have an employer choose between a more percentage of variable pay and monthly payouts versus a less percentage of variable pay and a quarterly payout. Similarly, another tactic is to have an employer choose between a joining bonus versus a retention bonus plus an exit package. But if you reveal in the beginning itself to the recruitment team that you either want a joining bonus or a retention bonus or an exit package, you would either get one of those things, and in most cases none of them. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. If this video helped you and motivated you, share the same in your network and follow me on YouTube and LinkedIn for more such content. Thank you.